He also didn't go easy on the unibrow. My name is Nicolas Heller, also known as New York Nico, and I'm a filmmaker, documentarian, and self-proclaimed unofficial talent scout of New York City. And I'm here with MUBI at Posteritati, talking about my favorite movie posters. I guess my favorite movie poster of all time is Paul Schrader's Hardcore. It is by no means one of my favorite movies. In fact, I don't even like it that much. It's probably like a 2.5 on Letterboxd, but it is my favorite movie poster. I'm a big fan of big, brazen, bold quotes and taglines on movie posters. I'm curious, like what that meeting was like with the marketing team or whoever it was with, where they decided that they were gonna go with this, There's like really no imagery on there other than George C. Scott, barely recognizable. I wonder if it was like, if they were doing it intentionally and they knew that it was gonna be provocative, or if it was just lazy. Maybe they didn't have time, they had to get something out, but whatever it was super effective. So I had a movie that I put out in November called 26.2. It's a short film that follows 4 amateur runners as they train for the New York City Marathon. I tapped my creative director friend, Nick Ace, to come up with a poster, and I sent him a bunch of references that I liked, and Hardcore was the first poster that I sent him. I told him I wanted something very sort of like in your face, provocative. And I don't know how we got to where we ended up, because the 26.2 poster has no, you would never make the connection between the two, but there was like 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon there. After Hours is one of my favorite New York movies. I made a short film back in 2022 that was very much loosely inspired by After Hours. The idea that, it's like a ticking clock of someone trying to make their way home and going through hoops and hurdles to get there. My movie was called Out of Order, and it was about a guy who needed to find a restroom in New York City, but kept striking out everywhere he went, and then ultimately used the restroom in the Washington Square Park fountain. Love seeing New York in that time period through the lens of Scorsese. The music is incredible, the sound design is incredible. It's very, it feels very, I know it was a different time, but it felt very like majestic, like the lack of humans on the street and the sound design, like it's eerily quiet. Same with The Warriors, which we'll talk about later. It's kind of interesting how they use sound design, because you think of New York as like this hustling, bustling, super noisy city, but these two films have very like subdued sound design. Over COVID, I did like a top 200 list of my favorite New York movies, and I believe this was like 3rd or 4th. It's just a really, really amazing film, really great characters, amazing New York accents that you just don't hear anymore. Walter Matthau is incredible in it, Martin Balsam, Jerry Stiller is incredible in this movie. Oh, it's the best film where someone gets fried by the third rail. I feel like I've never seen that in a movie before, and that was exciting.
Do you people still execute in this state?
What? Oh, execute? No, not at the moment.
Pity.
Hey!
But also like the exteriors, like they have Astor Place, they have Union Square, they have Center Street. It's just like, I love watching films from the 70s, 60s that just showed New York a way that I'd never seen before. I grew up in Union Square, so to see Union Square in the 70s through taking a Pelham 123 is really cool. Animal House was probably the first R-rated movie that I ever saw, and the poster always resonated with me. I grew up a huge fan of Mad Magazine. I didn't really read National Lampoon, but it was in my peripheral because my parents were friends with all of those artists back then. Actually, in fact, the Rick Meyerowitz who illustrated this poster is a good friend of my dad's. So grew up, knowing him and not like fully appreciating it until like after college. You can look at this and find something new every time. And I just love that about this poster. Like, even now I'm noticing things that I haven't noticed before. This one is definitely not a very original choice. I feel like everyone my age had this poster in their dorm room. I still have this poster in my living room. My wife isn't happy about it, but it's still up there, and I'm very proud of it. It starts with, again, amazing tagline. These are the armies of the night. They're 100,000 strong. They outnumber the cops 5-1. They could run New York City. Tonight they're all out to get the Warriors. I did see something maybe like 10 years ago where they all reunited and took a train to Coney Island, and they were wearing their Warriors vests, and they were all older. That was nice. I want them to do it again.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
Thanks so much for watching, and be sure to check out my new series, Revival of the Fittest, on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, and stop by Posteritati and check out some posters.